Hey, performance capability, Benson here. Thanks for tuning in. So here's the thing. The first step to transformation, what is it? It's acceptance. Why do so many people start transformations that never last? It's because they skip the first step. Transformation doesn't begin with strategy. It doesn't begin with tools. It doesn't begin with inspiration. It begins with acceptance. So where in your life are you trying to transform without first accepting where you are in the first place? Let's find out now. Let's run the intro.
Hold your breath, all the moves we're making.
All right, so let me ask you three questions before we begin. The first question is this: what dream do you keep chasing without admitting where you're really starting from? What challenge do you keep fighting while denying, its true size? And what truth about yourself do you already know, but you haven't had the courage to name openly? See, in my experience, everyone wants some kind of transformation. You want to change your business, you want to change your health, you want to change your relationships. But here's the truth. Transformation never begins with action. It begins first with acceptance. You cannot redirect what you will not first admit exists. And yet most people want to skip that step. They want the progress without the honesty. They want the destination without facing, the journey time or the map. But acceptance, that uncomfortable, confronting moment of saying, this is where I am, this is what's true, this is the first step I need to make, is the first step towards transformation. See, once, probably about 2 years ago, I coached a startup founder who was hemorrhaging money, but kept telling investors everything was absolutely fine. He was living in denial, ignoring the spreadsheets, sugarcoating board meetings, spinning stories to his staff even, hoping that things would magically turn around, and they didn't. They worsened. Payroll was days from bouncing, vendors were calling, daily, and his best engineer was about to walk out. His breakthrough came not from raising another round of financing, but from sitting across the table from his team and admitting the reality of where they were. We're in trouble. We need to cut costs. We need to rethink our business model. That raw moment of acceptance, as painful as it was, unlocked creative solutions. Employees volunteered pay deferrals. New product ideas surfaced and investors started to respect the honesty, and they stayed with them enough so that they could have some success. Acceptance didn't weaken him, it empowered him, turning panic, literally into possibility. So here's the thing. I want you to imagine trying to use a GPS or your sat-nav. The first thing it asks is, where are you right now? If it doesn't know your current location, it doesn't matter how clearly you know your destination. The system can't guide you. So imagine punching in that you're in New York when you're actually in Dallas. The directions will be useless. No matter how smart the technology is, that's what acceptance is. It's telling the truth about your current coordinates, even if you don't like them. Without no strategy, no vision, no amount of hustle can get you there, because every map is built on the reality, ultimately, of where the journey starts. See, consider Serena Williams. I'm a big tennis fan, and Serena, during her comeback, after giving birth, many athletes in her position would have denied reality, pretending that their body was the same as before, pushing through without acknowledging the physical and emotional toil. But she did the opposite. She accepted the brutal truth. Her conditioning, her rhythm, even her confidence needed rebuilding. But by facing that reality, she restructured her training, adjusted her expectations, and leaned into persistence. That honesty with herself and with her team and her coaches, it powered her to return back to the top of the sport. Her transformation as an athlete and her ability to inspire, literally millions, began not with bravado, but with acceptance of the harsh facts. What part of your reality, whether in business, whether in health, whether in relationships, are you refusing to admit right now, even though deep down you already know that it's true? What would you change in your life if you stopped pretending and simply said, this is the truth? Would you gain back your peace of mind, rebuild trust with others, or finally open the door to progress that you've been waiting for? How much energy are you wasting denying where you are? Mental energy, rehearsing excuses. Emotional energy, maintaining appearances. Physical energy, pushing against, reality. Energy that could instead be fueling your growth, your innovation, and ultimately your transformation. See, remember this, acceptance is not surrender. It's the opposite to surrender. It's the strategy. It's the mental move that turns resistance literally into momentum. It's not giving up. It's gearing up with clarity and courage, because once you accept what is, you finally gain the power to change it, to redirect it, and to transform it into something greater. So here's a couple of things that I want you to think about. Face the facts. No matter how brutal, strip away excuses, stop softening the edges, and call reality literally as it is. It's the only foundation strong enough to build transformation on. See, the reality is you've got to speak the truth first to yourself, drop the self-deception, then to others with courage and clarity. Because honesty becomes the bridge between awareness and the next step, which is action. Use acceptance as a launching pad, not a final resting place. Let it propel you into action, to innovation and to growth, rather than becoming the excuse to stay stuck where you currently are now. GPS and sat-nav can't guide you until it understands where you're starting from. A doctor can't prescribe until there's a diagnosis. Builders can't build until they clear the ground. You can't transform what you don't admit. Denial literally delays. It puts life on pause. Acceptance, on the other hand, accelerates it. It presses play on progress and fast forwards you towards the transformation that we all say we're committed to. See, every situation begins with truth telling, because lies keep you stuck in the past, but the truth cracks the door open to a future that you can actually step into. So here's what I want you to do. Take out your calendar and block 15 minutes this week to sit with one area of your life or business where you've been dodging the truth. Don't just think about it, schedule literally the confrontation. When the time comes, write down the truth in plain sight, and one concrete action you'll take from that place of honesty. Transformation doesn't begin with vague hopes. It begins with a scheduled moment of truth that demands follow through. This is Benson, Performance Capability. Hope you got some value out of that. You can check me out at performancecapability.com or bensonspeaks.com, and I'll see you in the next video.
Oh boy, you got me really good. It's up to you.
Thanks for coming back, and if this is the first time you've come to my channel, welcome. I'm an ex-CEO, been in business for over 30 years, buying and selling companies, raising capital, building companies in the area of human development, and hopefully I want to share with you some things that I think you might find of interest. In addition to that, I want to send you a free gift, and this is called The Art of Strategic Intention. It's a great book around 9 principles of effectiveness: the law of deep desire, the illusion of free will, the power of controlled obsession, the strategic nature of self-interest, the seduction of comfort, the alchemy of reinvention, the art of the long game, the currency of influence, and then finally the psychology of attraction and repulsion. So this is a great book. I put it together probably a couple of months ago, some really great ideas. I've had a lot of people come back to me and say they really like it. What else have you got? So if you want a free copy of that, you can get that at benson-speaks.com if you sign up, or if you want a physical copy, you just need to go to the book section of the website. Okay.